Coming up next is Tom and Jerry, followed by Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Scooby-Doo, followed by The Willy Cartoon Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Batman, followed by Freakazoid on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Cartoon Planet, followed by Space Coast, Coast to Coast on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Space Coast, Coast to Coast, followed by Gumby on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dexter's Laboratory, followed by Cartoon Planet on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Cartoon Planet, followed by Windhead on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Brainhead, followed by Robotters on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Robotters, followed by The Super Friends on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's a Scooby Mobies, followed by Winghead on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Winghead, followed by Freakazoid on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Freakazoid, followed by Robotters on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Robotters, followed by SWAT Cats on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Cow and Chicken, followed by Batman on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is more Acme Hour, followed by Rocky and Bullwinkle on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Tasmania, followed by the One Cartoon Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Flintstones, followed by Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Scooby-Doo, followed by the Flintstones on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Tess Henry Show, followed by Toonheads on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Johnny Bravo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Underdog, followed by Rocky and Bullwinkle on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's I and Weasel, followed by the One Cartoon Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's I and Weasel, followed by the Powerhouse Girl on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Flintstones, followed by Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Courage That Cannot Be Done, followed by Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, It's Jerry B.O., followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Tom and Jerry, followed by the all-new Touchdown Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is the Meridian Scooby-Doo, followed by Cartoons to Top 5 on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Courage the Cowardly Dog, followed by Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? On Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Sitting Ducks, followed by Cartoon Theater on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Justice League, followed by Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is the Popeye Show, followed by the Chuck Jones Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dumby, followed by Kong Kong Bully on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Flintstones, followed by Bugs and Daffy on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Tom and Jerry, followed by Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dragon Ball Z, followed by Bugs and Daffy on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is the Gary Coleman Show, followed by the Super Bowl Cutters on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Jabba Jaw, followed by a bunch of banana slits on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is the Bugs and Daffy Show, followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is the Rocky Bullwinkle Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the 90 Midnight Run, followed by Scooby Movies on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Tom and Jerry, followed by the Acme Hour on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Troopy, followed by Gumby on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Troopy, followed by Popeye on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Bugs and Daffy, followed by Scooby Movies on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is X-Men Evolution, followed by Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Courage the Cowardly Dog, followed by Coming up next, it's Kid Next Door, followed by Courage the Cowardly Dog on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is Kid Next Door. Coming up next is Head Eddie, followed by Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network. Coming up next is the Chuck Jones Show, followed by the Doug Henry Show on Cartoon Network.